As we look ahead to Sunday against the Texans, we're looking at keys to victory for the Colts in this game. We're going to be looking at some of the odds for this game, who's favored, and of course, we're going to be making a prediction. So, starting with the keys to victory in this game, we talked about matchups yesterday, offenses versus defenses on both sides of the ball. And in this one, the keys to victory come down to whether or not the Colts are going to be able to run the ball in this game. Okay, with Zach Moss coming back, that's going to be a big boost. Okay, the last game that he played against the Texans last season, he had more than 20 carries, had over 100 yards, had a nice game, got in the end zone. So hopefully he's going to be able to replicate that kind of performance. And if we can get anything like that, plus what Anthony Richardson can do, but not only does Anthony Richardson, yes, he can add to the rushing attack, but having somebody like Zach Moss instead of Deion Jackson will help relieve some of the pressure on Anthony Richardson to be making so many plays. There's somebody else that can take the hits, or somebody else. It's his job to take the hits, right? When you're running back, that's part of the job. You're running right into big guys all day long. You know you are. That's part of the job. So having Zach Moss there, going to be really nice. More talented than Deion Jackson. That's just the way it is. So if the Colts can get things going in the run game, I think that is going to be able to help the vertical game. And that's where we could see Alec Pierce start to be a factor in this offense and start to see what Shane Steichen's offense looks like with explosive plays, right? Because the Jags, you didn't get much of that against the Jags, or didn't really get any of it against the Jags because they were playing a cover two defense, right? For the most part, it was shell cover two, trying to take away the deep ball. In one of the review the tapes that we did, one of the film studies that we went over, the last one, we talked about how Alec Pierce in one of those coverages, Alec Pierce had the safety and a deep corner both over the top of him, with a linebacker that was dropping back into coverage to be the underneath coverage. Even though there was a gap there, it would have been crazy to throw to that spot because there are three guys watching Alec Pearson, covering Alec Pierce. So there wasn't much of a chance in the Jaguars game. But the defense that D'Amico Ryans deploys, there are going to be opportunities to take shots if they make the Texans respect the run game. So that has to happen. That is paramount. First key to victory, probably the biggest key to victory in this one, being able to run the football for the Colts. They have to be able to get it done. Okay, second key to victory, getting after CJ Stroud with the pass rush. Okay, in week one, they had a 22% pressure rate against the Jaguars. And honestly, I think the Jaguars' offensive line is better than the Texans. I think we're going to be able to get after these guys. All right, Samson Ebicom might have his hands full with Laramie Tunsil. Outside of that, I think our guys are going to win their matchups consistently in the run game and in the pass rush, right? DeForest Buckner came out of week one as the highest graded interior defensive lineman in the NFL in pass rushing grade with a 94.3. So with that happening, with Kwity Paye being an absolute problem in week one in both the pass game and being able to force some pressure on Trevor Lawrence from time to time, this could be a game where we see the Colts get, 5, 6, 7 sacks. And if we're not getting the sacks, it's because we're forcing CJ Stroud to hurry up with his decisions and make bad decisions, and hopefully forcing turnovers in those situations, which is going to be the last key to victory, is going to be turnovers. Whoever wins the turnover battle is going to probably win the game. Okay, and when I talk about this, I want to make sure I mention that fourth down conversions that you fail are turnovers. They don't get counted as turnovers, but they are turnovers. So if you look at the stat sheet from last week, there are the 2 Deion Jackson fumbles, the AR interception, but there's also a bunch of fourth downs that the Colts didn't get, right? Ridiculous amount of turnovers. You got to rein it in. If you're turning the ball over, you're asking to lose the game. Right? Thursday night football. What just happened? Vikings, Eagles. If you didn't watch that game, the Vikings won 34-28. But the Vikings also had 4 turnovers. Okay. And one of those turnovers was a fumble from Justin Jefferson that went into the end zone and out of bounds, that if it was a touchdown, they win that game, even though they would have lost the turnover battle. They just needed that one play to not happen to them, and they would have won the game, right? So it's like when they say game of inches, man, it's a game of inches. You got to be on it. And if they can keep the turnovers down, and if they can run the ball, and if they can make CJ Stroud hurry up with his decision making or get the sacks, there's no doubt in my mind the Colts could win this game. Okay, so when you look at it, the Colts started this week as the favorite in this game in Houston. They are on the road this time, and they started the week as a favorite. They are currently 1.5 underdogs. Okay, if you bet on them straight up, you're getting plus money, right? Plus 106 on the money line on FanDuel. Now, the over under for this game is only set at 39.5, which is bad. That's bad. But the Texans, the thing that puzzles me about this is how the Texans look. They lost the game 25-9. Okay, tell me at what point do they think the Texans can beat the Colts with the way the Colts looked last week? Right? The offense puts up 14 points. The Colts defense almost put up as much points as the Texans team did. So I don't understand how it goes. I'm assuming a bunch of people are betting on the Texans to win this game, and that's why it's shifting like this. But the Colts should be favored to win this game, in my opinion. I'm going to be picking the Colts to win this game. There's really not a whole lot of doubt in my mind, right? This is a division game. Anything's possible, right? Anthony Richardson, he's a rookie. He could come out and throw 3 interceptions. Who knows? But I honestly think having the addition of a decent running back is going to be a savior for the Colts this week. And I think the defense is going to continue to swarm around. They played fantastic last week. I think they're going to play fantastic again. And I just don't think the Texans have the talent to keep up with the Colts. Okay, so there it is. At the end of the day, I'm taking the Colts. I would be loving to take the Colts money line if I was allowed to bet on FanDuel, but I can't do that here in Florida. I also like Zach Moss anytime touchdown at plus 220. This is not gambling advice. This is just things that I would do if I was allowed to bet. All right, so going into this weekend, this has been the pregame preview. I'm going to be going live for the game this upcoming Sunday. So please make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get notified when I do go live. Come on, hang out, watch the game with me. Let's have a good time. And with that said, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.